All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. In this one, I want to go ahead and give our thoughts on an article from Screen Rant for 9 Walking Dead character exits that hurt the show and 11 characters that fans want back. All right, so here is the article. We'll go ahead and take a look through it together, have some fun, and you guys can leave your comments below on which characters' exits you think hurt the show the most and which characters you want to see back. So kind of cool. So all credit goes to Screen Rant, just giving our thoughts. Okay, so they got number 20. They got characters that the fans want back, Rick Grimes. Okay, so it hasn't been that long. Season 9, obviously, episode 5, so it's only been, let's see, 11 episodes since Rick left, of course, and already fans want to see him back. But it's okay because, of course, we're going to get the movies. So I feel like with this one, it's like, people want to see him back. But at the same time, he's not gone forever. He's not totally dead. And we're going to see some cool stuff with him in the future. So it's just going to allow us to have even more Walking Dead stuff coming up. So he'll be back before you know it. Number 19, they got fans want back Glenn Reese. So this is one, we've given our thoughts on this one quite a few times after the Season 7 premiere, of course, and what happened with Glenn. Basically, you can't deny it. After Glenn was killed off, I think the show never was quite as much fun. He was a very fun character, a very positive character, very bright and light character. And without him being in the show has always felt a little bit empty, I feel personally, compared to the first 6 in an episode seasons. So one of the most pivotal moments of The Walking Dead, the bat, Lucille. Fans will never forget the look on Glenn's face right before he perished. It's haunted everyone since Season 7. Yeah, it's so true, man. Hurt the show. Lizzie and Mica. I don't know if I agree with this one. Lizzie and Mica hurt the show. No, I thought that they got pretty good usage out of them. There's a similar character in Fear, Charlie. She's somewhat similar to maybe Lizzie. I don't know. I thought that the Grove was really good. You can't have everybody last forever. And even though you could have, I guess, a character like Mica maybe survive on afterwards if Lizzie didn't do what she did, maybe have Lizzie do something else instead. I don't know if I'd say necessarily to hurt the show. I thought the Grove was a really, really good episode, but it's what it is. Hurt the show, Simon. Well, Stephen Ogg is really funny, right? He's very funny, so that's true. I actually really liked what they did with Simon in The Walking Dead because he was sort of like a minor Negan. Like he was a lot like Negan, right? He jokes around, that kind of stuff, and he just got a little bit too maybe intense and a little bit too questioning of Negan and kind of fighting him over leadership and everything. In the end, I thought it was pretty good use because he was there for a while, right? He was in the season, wasn't he in season 6? Before even season 7 started. He was in season 6 as Negan's number 2, which was pretty cool. And I thought they got good mileage out of him as well, too. I couldn't really see him surviving on past the Negan Savior's story arc. People already complained about how long that went on to begin with, so I don't know if I agree with that one either, that would necessarily hurt the show. Fans want back Abraham Ford. Yeah, that's true. But he's still, he's directing the episodes and all that kind of stuff, so that's cool. And, he's on commentary on some of the Blu-rays and DVDs, if you have those, for some of the seasons, so that's really sweet. Really fun character, and he had, the best death you could ever want, right? He told Negan to, you know what, so... Yeah, it's cool, and I understand. Glenn and Abraham, both really, really fun characters, and fans want back. Fans want back Jesus. Well, it hasn't been that long for Jesus. He had to introduce the Whispers in a big way, so personally, I think this one was a good one. I don't think this one really hurt the show or anything like that. Hurt the show, Tyrese? I don't know. He was there for a while. He was a main character for quite a while, and you can't have everybody live forever. You can't have everyone last forever. So I personally was okay with this one. You could have had him gone on further, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I necessarily say it hurt the show. I don't think it hurt the show in the same way that losing Glenn and maybe Abraham hurt the show, because Tyrese, he was a good guy. He was nice and everything, but he wasn't... I don't know. He had some heart, too, like Glenn did, too, but he didn't have the comedy that Abraham had, and I don't know. He was Yeah, he was a good character, but I thought he was in there for quite a while. Fans want back Noah, right? So that personally, he has the worst. He has like the most brutal death ever. Look at that picture, right? The most brutal death in the history of The Walking Dead. Again, I don't know. I guess it feels like you probably could have some of these characters, like you could have had some of them survive on longer, like Glenn for sure. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Glenn. That if he was still in the show, the show probably actually would be in better shape than it is right now. Killing off Tyrese, Noah, I don't know. Noah, yeah, he's got some similarities with Glenn too, right? He does. So yeah, maybe if you had one of them stay on, right, that might have helped. Fans want back Morgan. So again, this is another one with the Rick one. He leaves the show, and people want to see him back in the original canon series. But the thing is, though, is that, he's got to lead Fear, and you're going to get 16 episodes of that, too. So it kind of subtracts one away from The Walking Dead, but it really helps Fear continue on, right? Like crazy. It would have been cool to see him and Madison if they could have had both of them in the series for at least a couple seasons or something. It didn't go that way, but, personally, I don't think this one hurt the show, and fans want him back. Well, you can just watch him in Fear. He's got more time in Fear than, he's going to clock more minutes in Fear than he ever had in the original Walking Dead. After a couple more years of Fear, he'll have more screen time in Fear than he ever did in The Walking Dead, just because he's the Rick of Fear. He's the forefront character. Hurt the show, killing the governor? No. I totally disagree with this one. You pretty much had to do it. You had no choice, with the governor. You couldn't have him out there in the world again, later on, and you couldn't have him reform. You couldn't have him, change and kind of come back and be part of the group or something. You just couldn't do that. So, no, you had to kill the governor off. I don't think you had any choice there. You couldn't just have him survive on afterwards. He's not that type of character. He is the type of guy that you have to kill. Fans want back Dale. Well, the way I understand Dale, or the way I think about Dale, is a really nice guy and everything like that, a good guy type of character again. But, you kind of get the sense in the way he's killed off in Season 2 that he's not, physically, he's not able to withstand the types of trials and tribulations that they have to go through in order to survive. When he's out there in the open and that, he's not going to be able to make it. So, it'd be cool to see him back again, similar to Herschel in a lot of ways. But, it's at his age and everything, I think it makes sense. I don't know if I could picture him still running around and stuff like that. Hurt the show, Bob. Bob was a fun character, but he also had, he had the quick relationship with Sasha, right, for a while, if you guys don't forget that one, right? But he was used in sort of like the same way Jesus was used to get the Whisperers over. Bob was used to kind of get the termites or the cannibals going. So, for that reason, yeah, it could have been cool to see him survive on longer, but he really helped the cannibals. The hunter storyline was really cool. Hurt the show, Denise. Well, she's a nice type of character and everything, but even Tara's gone now. So I don't know if I necessarily say that one was like one they shouldn't have done or something like that. No, it's the characters like that are going to bite the dust here and there. And it was good for the Saviors. It was good for Dwight to kind of get that kill and be that evil villain right when he was. So, although you do feel bad, she was a really nice kind of character. So that's true. Fans want back Herschel. Well, this one, reality comes into play as well too, right? So, as awesome as Herschel is in everything, one way or another, he wouldn't be able to be in the show going forward, obviously. But I think we all miss him, right? And I can understand the fans want back part of it. I don't think it hurt the show for him to be killed off. I think that his death was necessary as a character in terms of the governor and everything they did with that. So I thought that was really good, and it worked out well. And I'm so happy that he was able to come back and do the scene with Rick this season in Season 9. That was great. Hurt the show, we've got Merle. Yeah, kind of. Merle went out swinging, right? He had an awesome death and everything for Season 3's end. And so did, Andrea was in there too. So you probably didn't need to do both of them. You probably should have kept one of them, around. You probably didn't need to kill off both of them. But Merle is one that probably did hurt the show a little bit because he's so much fun. And he is such an interesting character, and you never know what he's going to do. Eventually, he probably would be killed off, even if you kept him in for a couple more years or something. or have him kind of come in and out, here and there for Daryl or something. But eventually, I like the way they did it where Daryl sort of takes over and, Merle's sort of a supporting character for Daryl, not the other way around. And I think that's better, and it worked out better for the show. So also he's one that, like the governor, would he be able to reform? He did a little bit in the end, but died in the process. So fans want back Beth Green. Let's just skip this one. No, I'm kidding. She does have a lot of fans, right? She does have a lot of fans, especially with the girls and everything, right? Around that age, there was the episode with Still and everything like that. So again, this is one that I personally agree with. I thought it made sense for season 5. I don't think it hurt the show or that, but I did see a lot of fans wanted to see her back in, especially the girls around that age that identified with her. So that for sure is one. Fan favorite. Yeah, she was a fan favorite. She had a lot of fans for sure. And that's true. So hurt the show, Dwight leaving? I don't know, because he's so similar to Daryl. You kind of have to have him go. And it's actually a good thing to have him in Fear, I think, better than the original series because he's so similar to Daryl. And I can't really see him and Daryl fighting side by side. It might feel a bit redundant, or I'm not sure. I think when you have Daryl there, he doesn't add that much to Daryl, right? Maybe you could do some fun stuff like banter between the two and have Daryl beat him up here and there or something like that. But, it's I liked it the way it worked out, and I look forward to seeing him in Fear, and it's going to help Fear more than anything. So maybe you take a couple away from The Walking Dead, and it hurts a little bit to lose Dwight and Morgan. But what you gain out of it with Fear the Walking Dead is substantial, right? It's very significant. Hurt the show, Lori Grimes. No frickin' way. Next one. Seriously, next one. Let's just move right on there. That did not hurt anything. Fans want back Maggie. Well, you may get her back, right? You may get her back because, if Whiskey Cavalier gets canceled this year, she may come back next year. We may see her again soon. So, don't hold your breath. Fans want back. Yeah, she'll probably be coming back anyway. So that's fine too. And then the top one, number one, out of all the characters in all The Walking Dead, the number one that fans want back, or in some ways you could say hurt the show the most, is Carl. Yeah. You could probably put Andrea in here somewhere because Andrea had a lot of fans too, and people thought that hurt the show to kill her off so prematurely. And he didn't need to do it because season 3 was kind of packed anyway. You had Merle and the other stuff going on. But the Carl one, man, is a really big one, right? I mean, it filled out season 8, so it added a big piece to season 8's all-out war that they were probably having trouble kind of figuring out what they were going to do with because they had to have the war go the whole season. So it really added a big chunk there that they probably needed to space out the season. But at the same time, yeah, man, for the future of the show, and especially now that Rick's gone too, you have Judith, who's kind of like your Carl 2.0 in some ways. Henry didn't end up being that, right? So, but yeah, man, I mean, that's the biggest one. Fans want back Carl, and I do think it probably did hurt the show a lot. Maybe more than any other, or this one and Glenn would be at the top for me for the ones that, were the most detrimental to the show. Even though they got a big response at first, right? Later on, it's like, you kind of have a void. Because that's the thing with The Walking Dead is that they kill off a lot of these big characters, and they get the huge shock value out of the character deaths. But then later on, the roster's kind of like lighter than it was, and that's what we've been seeing a lot this year in Season 9, is that there really aren't that many characters that are all that well established. You have Walking Dead's been going for 9 years, but then, it'll be in 10 years soon when Season 10 starts in the fall. But then there's hardly any characters that really the audience is that connected to. And definitely Carl and Glenn were some of them. I would put those near the top. And some of the other ones here, too, are pretty good. But definitely I agree with this one, Fans Want Back Carl. That's got to be, close to the absolute top. Not at all this one. I take that one out, Screen Rant. Objection. Objection. Okay, that'll be it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think. Who are some of the characters you missed the most? Characters that you think hurt the show when we lost them, or ones that you just would want to see back the most. So leave your comment below. Let me know what you think, and check out the article yourself. We'll link in the description to Screen Rant. You can check it out. And if you like the video, thumb it up below. You want to see more like these? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Do you like kind of taking a look at some of these lists online with me? And we'll give our thoughts on it. What do you guys think? And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.